We're now going to make ganache. I'm going to fill my bottom bowl with boiling water and place a smaller bowl on top. As long as that boiling water isn't touching the bowl, then we're all good. I'm going to use some Nestle whipping cream. My ganache ratios are 1 part cream to 2 part chocolate when it's dark chocolate. So I'm going to put about 125 mils of cream into my double boiler. Just got to unblock the cream because it's nice and thick. There we go, 125 mils. Pop that, and we're going to warm this now with the boiling water that's in the bowl underneath. And I'm just going to keep it mixing so that I can warm it. And then I'm going to use my dark chocolate discs. I've got 250 grams here. So I used 125 grams of cream, and now I'm just going to slowly add my chocolate. So making ganache is very similar to melting chocolate. You need it to be low and slow. To get a nice smooth ganache, it is best to use a whisk. We have to do it by hand just so that we don't over mix it, because it will start cooling down when we mix it with a hand mixer or with a stick blender. So we want it to keep that temperature of the water below so that it can melt. Can you see my chocolate's melting in here, which is great. Add some more chocolate. Adding slowly just make sure that your chocolate doesn't overheat and your cream doesn't overheat, and so you keep it at a low temperature. You can of course heat up your cream in the microwave for about 20 seconds and then slowly add your chocolate and put it in the microwave for 10 seconds at a time. For ganache, we fill cakes with ganache, we cover cakes with ganache, we put a layer of ganache on a cake underneath fondant. It's a very versatile kind of covering for our cakes. Ganache makes a lovely tart filling as well. I'm just going to use that heat to melt everything together until it's lovely and smooth. We use discs because it's easier to melt them. And remember, this is compound chocolate, so it doesn't need to be tempered. Chocolate ganache is also sensitive to water, so make sure you don't get even a drop of water in your ganache. we're going to make white ganache with these white chocolate discs. When you make white ganache, the ratio is 1 part cream to 3 parts chocolate. I have warmed my cream up in the microwave a little bit, so just show you a different way of making ganache. This is 72 mils of cream. I've used the Nestle whipping cream, but you can use fresh cream and whatever cream you can find at the supermarket. Again, I'm going to fill my bottom bowl with some boiling water. Put a smaller bowl on top. And in goes my cream. And then slowly add my chocolate. I'll put about half in now and give it a good mix. Remember, my cream is slightly warmer, so it's going to go a little bit faster, but there is a bigger chance of maybe heating this up too fast because you've got the heat from below and the cream is warm. So you still got to add your chocolate slowly so that you keep the temperature very even. White chocolate ganache is a lovely filling for macarons. It's fabulous for a cake like a carrot cake, or maybe a red velvet cake to fill the cake, or even cover those cakes before you put fondant on top. If you allow this to cool completely in the fridge, you can also make chocolate truffles by just taking spoonfuls of your set ganache and rolling them into balls. You can see this is going a lot faster this time. I'm going to add my last bits of my white chocolate. If your ganache sets completely and it gets completely cold, you can bring it back up to the right consistency that you want to pour by doing the same thing and just putting it over a bowl of boiling water and stirring it, and that will bring it back up to the consistency that you want. This is the perfect consistency to put as a drip on a drip cake, both the chocolate and the white ganache. I just put this ganache, once it's completely combined, I put it into a piping bag, and my cake must be 100% chilled. So I would put it in the fridge for at least half an hour so it's chilled, and then you take your ganache and you pipe it around the edge of your cake to get your drips. The cold cake will stop the ganache from dripping all the way down back onto the board and pooling. Look how amazing this looks. Again, you don't want to get any water into this because it will seize up. Once you've made your ganache, take it off the heat, and you can use it straight away, or you can leave it to get slightly more cool by just leaving it off the heat. So we've got almost all our pieces melted. And just those little pieces are gonna melt in. You can see that the white ganache is slightly thicker, and this is what you need. You need it to be slightly thicker because it's got a higher fat content. So if you want it to set hard, then you do need to make it slightly thicker. And that's exactly the way you want it. It's ready to be used.